Well, how's everybody doing today? We have another beautiful Saturday upon us. I think that's what I had said in the last live stream. Probably the exact words too. What we are opening up a field here onto. I got a plug in my right side of the head. Hold up, sir. I got a plug. Stay right there. I'm gonna back it out against the corn stalks. Okay, I think it's cleaned out now. A bunch of grass got in there.
Can I get out on Hollow Hill Road, Andy, or haven't you got that opened up yet?
No, it's all open. You can get right out on Hollow Hill now. Alright.
Opened up over to there.
Yeah. Alright, so we have the other choppers in this field here somewhere. Sarah's going to start coming around here. This field was real wet this spring, and there was parts of it I couldn't plant. So we had to plant around some of it. So as we cut around the outside, we should get closer to that other chopper here in a moment. Andrew Whitaker is running that machine. And he just got going again after a short little breakdown. He broke a feed roll spring. We had to go rob one off my uncle's chopper, which he's not using currently at the moment. Ironically enough, they had the same problem with their chopper last Sunday. Andrew actually called me. Go ahead. Andrew actually called me last Sunday and he says, hey, the frickin' magnet keeps going off. I don't know why. You ever had that problem? I said, no. But if you have a metallic bolt in your feed rolls or something, that could be causing the problem. I said, your corn saver might have come loose. That might be coming up against the bottom feed roll. So I don't know. Yeah, I'll check that stuff. He said, well, we'll have to get it back to the shop. Check it out. So I happened to think, I said, boy, I don't know. I think you got to check you got to try setting a shear bar. I think a knock sensor could screw up your magnet too. So they said, oh, well, we found the problem. We've got a broken feed roll. So while they were getting that tore apart, I said, I've got a gap in trucks. I'll look up the feed roll or the spring part number, and if it's the same on ours and they can't find one, come up and get it. Well, it's 8700 is different than the 8500. So I told them, I said, hey, the 8100 to the 8500 is the same. However, the 8600 and up is different. So you can't get one, you can't use one off of the larger frame choppers. So they couldn't find one, and I don't think they got going again until Monday afternoon. And the same thing happened to our 8700 today. He was chopping for about, I don't know, an hour. And magnet went off. He seen that there was some loose bolts on the rasp bars. So he said, I'll just tighten them up. He got them tight, and he saw, hey, I noticed you got a broken feed roll spring on this machine as well. So I called around. 2 area dealerships didn't have a spring in stock. I texted a couple of my neighbors that run 9900s and one of them used to have an 8800. They had never replaced the spring before and didn't have a reason to have a spare spring on the shelf. So Jared went over and they took a spring off my uncle's chopper. So we are on the tail end of BMR. We're on the tail end of chopping for 2025. We decided to get 2 machines going today because we had a few small fields in this area, and I figured all I'm going to have is trucks stacked on top of trucks waiting for me to get around these dinky little fields. Well, it just happens to be this one's the bigger one of the 5. And we had to deal with that breakdown earlier. So, got a little cab silage. We get that from time to time. The rough fields blowing over the top of the cab like that. A lot of turning. Doesn't take long for some of them leaves to drop down on the cab. So yeah, we had some cab silage there. So, we'll get this field opened up and then we'll maybe see that other chopper in a moment or two here. Glad them pipes are on the 900. Yeah, we'll have to. Well, this is the C5 here, which all this has on it for pipes is mufflers with, I don't know if those are 7-inch tips or what they are exactly, but it does look like the 900 once in a while when you look at it quickly with those chrome tips on there. So we went around the outside of the field the first time around. Whitaker's on the second time around, and now we are on the third time. So once we get back up to where we entered the field, we can start cutting some spots across the center here. Who's in the other chopper? Andrew Whitaker's in the other chopper. This is the second time he has run it this year. And then my brother ran it the other day. So we ran 2 choppers last Monday, and then we ran both choppers a week ago Wednesday. So it only works to run both choppers if we're in smaller fields or closer to home. Right at the moment, we're not in a smaller field, and we're not closer to home. So, we're just dealing with it. One thing, by doing it this way, is we can maximize the efficiency of the trucks. There's never an extra truck. Yeah. Does the new chopper chop finer? No, we've got them set both the same. The length of cut is set up both the same. We're running auto lock on both of them, and the stuff that went through the chopper just a minute ago was cutting at 16 millimeters. The yields are doing pretty good. Yields are up considerably over what we thought they were going to be here for this year. We thought we were going to have yields in the toilet with what we seen going on over the summer with things being dry, you know. Oh yeah, I think the C5 is the best looking truck on YouTube, eh? John Wayne says to get the corn in the box. I would agree with you. I would agree. So we can turn this guy here. We can put this up here so you guys can see. Where can I stick this? Wait for a truck here currently. I think I've got to just stick it up behind me here. Something like that there. Well, you guys can't see much. We're kind of limited to options. We either have this view here or we're going to have this one. And I think you guys would rather have that one there. And that's going to be what we're going to be dealing with. Thoughts on a shop expansion? Well, someday. Possibly someday. Definitely needs to happen, but we're just going to deal with what we're dealing with. Yeah, I could get some extra trucks in from Duffy, huh? Show in the front. Why? I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can. We'll try it. Maybe I can turn this sideways. Waiting for a truck, so we've got some time to screw around here. Yeah. You guys aren't going to see much there. So, that is what it is. Maybe I got one more option, maybe. Boy, I don't know. I don't know here. Maybe that'll work. Yeah. That's about all you're gonna get until the next truck gets here. Ever run a 2-track tractor? No, we have not. Southern Quebec. How's your fall foliage going up in Quebec? Is it all turned up there already? I'd like to see us get a demo on a 2-track tractor, eh? The neighbor has a 2-track. I don't know what size it is. It's a John Deere something or other. And that works good for him, but I don't know as if the 2-track system would be beneficial to us or not. But we got to get some trucks here so we can get moving again, eh? What's everybody else up to today? Anybody else out there chopping corn? Nah, we had some frost here and there. Obviously, this did not get frosted. This is a BMR variety, so it's going to have a little, it's going to have a little bit of a brown look to it anyways, but this hasn't got frosted, and this is running right in the low 60s for moisture. And this was planted on May 28th, I believe it was. Getting as bad as the new age chick, huh? Oh boy. Showing myself. Jesus. What do you guys think of these goofy females that are on YouTubes trying to get any little bit of muster in?
Jared, is there someone close behind you?
Jared must be coming into the field.
You should probably go to your dad. He's in the back corner, I think.
Whereabouts are you, Whitaker?
On the front corner where you just opened up around Moore.
Oh, you're over by Hollow Hill?
Yeah, halfway there.
Okay. How'd that spring go on?
Easy, just had to pull the faceplate off of the cutter head.
Oh, you did? You had to pull that green plate off?
Yeah, it was the front spring of the two springs.
Okay. That one come off of John's easy then?
Yeah, there's just a bolt on the bottom with an eyelet, and then the top's a pin with two bolts.
Okay. That one of ours, did it break about the same spot your guys' is broke?
Within an inch or two of it. This one was right in the middle, kind of. Ours was on the one end. 3/4 of the one end.
Oh, ours broke in the middle?
Just about.
Boy, I bet that could have been welded. Oh, John Berg. He's such a a beautiful soul. Try to tell the real truth, huh? Okay. I'm surprised you're participating on a live stream here. Now here's Jared here now. Nicaragua? All right. As a finite jacked up motor, eh? Yep. This is an 8500 special, so oh, here we go. Well, I don't know if another truck followed Jared into the field or not, but this might give us an opportunity to catch up to Whitaker. That one trailer just pulled in. I just saw it. So we'll try to get chopped around here. Oh, we got a lot of dust on this windshield here. Oops. See if we can clean some of that off. I don't know who pulled in. It was either Sarah or Alex.
Alex, when you get back with this load, can you weigh it and send me the weight? Because I got to calibrate this. My last calibration didn't work when I broke down.
Alright, yeah, I'll weigh it.
Thanks.
Oh, we ended up doing we recalibrated both of these choppers this morning. And he must not got his number in time. What we do is we run these trucks or trailers across the truck scale, and then we feed the weight in that the chopper thought it chopped onto the truck, and then that gives us a pretty good number to go off of. We recalibrate these every couple days or so is all. Rhine River Cruise in Germany. Wow. speaking of experimental models, the F9 1000 John Deere chopper is sitting over at the neighbors. And S&P wanted us to run it yesterday, but I didn't really have time to screw around with it. So I told them we would run it another time, and they took it to the neighbors, and they ran it for a little while yesterday. Another neighbor west of them, they got a chance to run it as well. It's a Northeastern special. Yes, it is. Oh, John Berg must be tickling the comment section here. What a moron. What a moron. Notice, John, I don't have any moderators, and it really doesn't matter. You can keep coming up with your idiotic comments. I get a chuckle out of them. I don't know if you really farm or not, but I can about imagine that you have if you do farm, you must have a real nice state-of-the-art facility. So, what tractors are on the bunk? Well, Nate's pushing with the 9520R. Damien's pushing with, I think he's in the 9320, but he might be in the 9410. So I really don't know what the second blade tractor is. And then we got Dylan packing with an 8360R. So we have 3 tractors currently on the bunk. Do I ever go on vacation? Very rarely do I go. But it's looking like I might be making a trip to Germany this year to visit the John Deere self-propelled harvester factory sometime in December. It's kind of up in the air still, but that's looking like it might happen. I've been invited a couple of different times to go on this particular trip. However, I have had to decline each time I was asked. However, this time it's going to work out to be able to go. My kids were... John is in behind us. Yeah, let's cut a hole down through the middle, Jared. And they clipped off that headland, so we'll come over to here, blow a hole right down through the middle. So, yeah, so that trip is coming up mid-December. Should be a good time, I would think. So, we've got Oregon, eh? Oh boy, we're gonna go through some ruts here. I don't remember who planted this, but we'll cut these weeds off. Stay right in behind me, Jared. I'm just gonna clip these weeds off.
That's where Sarah got that 9560 stuff. They're going to be massive.
Oh, I'll go over to the corn. Yeah, so. We started doing tillage here this spring. Sarah got the 9560 in the new disc out in this center part here, and she sunk it. Didn't get it exactly stuck. She was able to get it to crawl out, but it was not too good of a time. I had forgotten to put any posts on Instagram or Facebook, but we did get the 9620 back a couple weeks ago, and that has done all of the tillage for the wheat that we ended up planting. That's been running pretty good. Andrew ran it, Nicky ran it the first day, and then Whitaker has been running it here on the last bunch of wheat ground. He dissed a bunch here last night, and then we're just about caught up on what we're going to plant for wheat this year. We've got a couple pieces that aren't chopped yet, and we're going to get chopped here Monday or Tuesday, and then by Wednesday or Thursday we should have all of the wheat that we're going to plant this fall planted. You're just about loaded, Jared. Going to show us some mail calls. Don't know what you mean by that, but got another truck back there, but it ain't getting up here too quick. Jared has moved over. He's over in the left lane, and we're waiting for that next truck to come all pulling in here. A little bit more in the back of Jared. We'll make the switch. Yeah. Alright. So, better start on getting a passport. I got one the other day. Applied for it. So, we'll hopefully get that in a couple weeks. I did apply for one and chose the expedited services, which takes like 2 to 3 weeks. When am I going to show the new milk house? I showed that a while ago. No, the new parlor doesn't take any less people to milk. We can just milk more cows faster with the same amount of help. I'm too busy to read positive comments, huh? Now Whitaker's right up here. It looks like we might catch a glimpse of that other chopper here. Right up to my right hand side. Let's see if we can't get a glimpse in the camera here. Yeah, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see that or not.
Hold up, I didn't come through.
But
10-4.
yeah, we're almost to the end here. Yeah, you guys ain't going to see it. There he is, over there. they're just waiting for us to get through. We're coming into the headland here right now. And then we will go back the other way. All right. We got trucks here now. We've got I'll show you guys the glimpse from behind. Maybe you'll see that other chopper. Yeah, they're coming across. He should be coming up behind us here. And now we got trucks. My brother's here with a 10-wheeler. We got Benny alongside us here. Yeah. We'll have these filled in a few minutes and they'll be sitting again. There. Backwards view. We've got this one trailer that we're filling about full. Come back a little, John. Well, who's running the other one? Whitaker's running the other chopper. All right. Let me get this tightened up and adjusted here. There. Boy, that's a blurry scene there. How many acres do we have left? We got, I don't know, 500 maybe? Traffic jam in the cornfield, I would think. No, Sarge isn't around anymore. Yes, we have gotten a couple of light frosts, but it doesn't appear that this has been frosted much at all here. Maybe a little bit. I guess the top of this corn has either been frosted or that's from blight. Over here, over there. It's a blurry image on that freaking camera there. I can't help that. So that damn thing is vibrating or what? There's a better image. Okay. Yeah, that's a better image. If when I stick that damn camera and it hits hard, I don't know what the heck it does. It does something to that freaking camera to make it blurry. What was Nate's thought of the day? I don't know. It looks like Whitaker's got two 10-wheelers, Teddy and Richard. And I have two trailers. John Berg's still at it with us here? My goodness. He must not have any work to do today. He's visiting us on a live stream, talking foolish. How many family members work in the cow barn? My brother and his kids work in the barn. So does my other brother, but he's out here helping us chop corn. So, yeah. It's got the sun just working in your eyes there, eh? But, what's my thought of the day? Chop, chop. That's my thought. Oh, it's looking like I better, when I get to the end, blow another hole and down through the field, get this opened up a little more. Well, I can't put my drone up. Something happened to the damn remote for it. Monday, when we had both choppers in the field, it was kind of a wet, dreary day. I didn't know how much we'd be chopping. We ended up chopping all day. It drizzled rain most of the day. We got into this 50-acre field, and I said, boy, I could probably get the drone up in this field. We get a gap in trucks. I can get the drone out, get it set up. Well, we're just getting ready to break down through the middle.
Just turn around. Back up. Turn around.
Jared pulled in behind me, and I said, oh, let me get the drone up there. I put the drone up, got it all set and ready to go, started in chopping, and the damn drone wanted me to sign into my DJI account. I'm like, you son of a gun. So here I am chopping down through the field, and I'm trying to sign into my email account so that it can reboot itself, because you have to do that every so often. Well, it would not obtain a Wi-Fi signal. I tried rebooting the hotspot on my iPad, then on my phone. This is all while I'm chopping. And I could never get it to sign in. Never get it to recognize a Wi-Fi signal. So I got home and I figured I'd have to sign into the account and get everything all freaking rebooted, and it wouldn't do it. So there we were. Something's wrong with the remote. I spent some time on a chat session with DJI to try to figure it out, and they want me to send the remote in. So I ended up buying a new remote, and I'll get that here tomorrow. So no drone activities for now. Western Star is not fixed. We have not had a chance to do anything with that. Hey Ben, go to the right and we'll chop down through the middle again. So, yeah. The person that I was chatting with from DJI said, "Did you drop the remote at all?" I said, "No. I never dropped the damn thing." So, I don't know. You guys ain't gonna be able to see. Ain't gonna be able to see any chopping activity behind us, but you can see some activity of opening.
Andrew, you gotta come over.
Opening up this.
Thanks.
Yeah. How many bunks have we filled already? We covered one yesterday, and that was the 4th bunk we filled. We're filling number 5 now, and we've got one more to fill after that.
Come over one more.
That damn guy chopping ahead of you didn't take an even amount of rows there, did he? Well, there's my father here.
The road sense is off a little bit.
I think so. Yeah, so we've got, six bunks to fill. And the plan is so far we've been able to use all cut tires for these bunks. And the goal is to have enough to do the remaining 2 bunks, which I think we're going to have enough. I originally had 3 tractor trailer loads of tires ordered from back in August. And once it looked like we were going to get those 3, I ordered 2 more, and 2 loads came in here yesterday. Nah, their customer service with DJI was pretty good. You know, they went above and beyond what they had to do or could possibly do, and it worked out really well. It's just unfortunate that the problem couldn't have been fixed over the phone, but obviously the damn thing needs to be sent in and looked at. So drone down to the shooting range. I don't want to do that. That damn thing cost me $1,800. Oh, so who does the cattle health breeding? My brother and nephew do all the breeding. The other day I commented in my video that, you know, it doesn't, we're not going through a whole tank of fuel in a day, and I had somebody comment about chopping short corn. That's why we're not burning much fuel. But here's some of that short corn. See how short that stuff is? Really short, not yielding well. Oh well. Oh, now we got some goofiness coming up here. We've got the other side of that wet hole that we planted around this spring. That's one thing about chopping this year. It has been awful rough. Trying to crawl through these spots that the planter made ruts in and dealing with that kind of stuff. One field I chopped the other day, I don't think I went over 2 miles an hour. It was so damn rough. Corn was beautiful though. Yielded quite well. Are we still planning to sell the other chopper? No, nobody wanted it. We had to keep it. It's not worth anything, I was told. No, we're going to keep it and run 2 machines from now on whenever we can. It'll work during hay to run 2 machines. It doesn't always work. It's not going to work every day in corn to run 2 machines. But days like today where we've got a driver for every truck, maybe it ain't enough truck for 2 choppers, but I had too much truck for 1 chopper. So we're just going to have to wait a little bit and let the trucks just stay full all the time. So, Andrew Whitaker's running the other chopper. This is the 3rd day. I'm repeating what I said earlier. This is the 3rd day that we have run both choppers this year. The other day my brother ran it, and on the 1st day Whitaker ran it. He's familiar with the chopper. Jared doesn't want to run it. He'd rather drive truck. And so would Sarah. So all right. We got Ben full. Or no, we don't have him full. He's not. Might as well go. There's all of our trucks. I got 2 are with Whitaker. But 8700 does a beautiful job of chopping now. My goodness. I've never seen that thing chop before from my point of view. So, that's right. That old chopper is priceless. So, priceless is worth a lot. Now, to be honest with you, when I ordered this one, they really didn't want that other chopper. It had too many hours on it. They didn't think they were going to be able to sell it for what it was worth. They gave me such a deal on this one that I ended up keeping it, and I thought, well, I'll sell it. I'll try to sell it in season. And I put it out there one time on Silage Kings. And got a couple of bites on it, but no one was serious. You know, everybody wants to know exactly what you want for it, but that's all they want to know. They're just being nosy. Pull ahead, sound bad. They're just being nosy, and then they don't have a clue as to what anything is actually worth anyways. So this one guy offered me $140,000 for it. And I said, when do you want to come and take a look at it? And I didn't tell him whether that was a good price or an acceptable number or not. It's like, when do you want to come and take a look at it? If that's all it's worth to you, you better get up here and get it bought. But he never came to look at it, so he couldn't put his money where his mouth was. So basically, he was full of shit. Yeah, get Charlotte in the old chopper. Well, we have a keeper in Whitaker, but I don't know if he's ours to actually keep, to be honest with you. I think what he plans on doing is I think he plans on going back to his home farm, which, that's fine. So we're just going to get the best out of him that we can, and when he's ready to move on, he'll be ready to move on. If he wants to stay, he's more than welcome to stay, but the goal is to give him an experience on another farm. Not that he needs any experience at all, but just to give him an outlook on how another farm operates. And in turn, we get a good employee, somebody that's helping us get through our year here, and it's gonna work. It's working out for the both of us. We're just gonna miss him when he's gone. That's all. Right, Ben? Oh, Ben's listening to the live stream here or not. Oh crap! I'm gonna be pulling this corner, and these trucks aren't gonna be able to see me here over on yonder. Have to get around this corner a little bit since there. Oh yeah, all about them nosy tire kickers. If they actually knew the honest value of a piece of good equipment, they would offer you a number that's realistic, and then they would actually come and take a peek at it. But when all they want to do is get that number, what they're basically doing is dreaming. You're loaded, Ben, right when we get to the end here. What they're doing is, yeah, they're dreaming. They're dreaming. Yep. Alrighty. How many tons of feed are we feeding a day now? Oh boy. You're asking me to do too much math here. It's got to be around 300 and some odd thousand pounds a day. Yeah, I know. I can't believe Brock hasn't called me to say, hey, we need him. But I don't know. It's got to be tough not having your son on the farm for a harvesting season. But it is what it is. So, yeah. Is that right? Klaus Dealer has a 2024 9900 for $449,000. That's a pretty good deal. How many acres to fill a bunk? Well, it varies. This one we're filling now is probably going to take 500 to fill it. So we expect to get, I don't know, 10,000 ton in it, maybe not quite. So, but, so we sit here and we wait for a truck. So where is old John Berg gone? Is he still with us or what? You know, back in the day when I had when I thought I needed moderators, the moderators would have blocked all of his comments. So I don't know what's happened to him now. I don't know if he ran out of ambition or what. But oh well. Take you guys out and about here and get this charge cord plugged back in and maybe punch you guys over here. Wait for this next truck to get here. Gotta be careful of how hard that camera hits. You guys are gonna see a ladybug in the glass there. 10,000 ton is a big number. Well, not really. Our other bunk is let's see. Okay, Ritchie Implement in Cobb, Wisconsin has the 9900. Huh. That's what I was thinking of a year ago. The salesman from our dealership, he's like, "Well, you gotta pull the trigger on this chopper if you want to buy one." I really wasn't interested in buying one. I said, I just want to run this 8700 for another year. And he called me up on I think it was the close of they had to have their orders in by midnight of this one particular day, whatever the hell it was. He says, "Gotta come up with a deal here today." I said, "Well, whatever." So he says, "What's your thinking?" I said, "Well, tell you what, I'll trade for this amount." And it was putting a high dollar value on our chopper. He says, "Where are you coming up with that number?" I said, "Every part we bought for this chopper, we bought from you guys. Any labor outside of ourselves, you guys made money on. And it'd be just good if YouTube didn't see this thing break down. Don't have to have a John Deere chopper broke down on the internet. I think that's worth something." And he said, "Well, I tell you what," he threw a number at me. He said, "I think that will work. If that is going to work for you, we can't think. It's got to be decided today." So I thought it was a realistic, real good number. However, it was keeping our other machine. And that's what we decided to do. So, yeah. We did price a Klaus, which Klaus was $140,000 more, I believe. So, Meshockey, Indiana. Never heard of that. Is that right? Well, this variety of corn here is 114-day variety. It's a Pioneer P1449, and it was planted the tail end of May. Looks like we got sirens here. Oh, there goes an ambulance. So it was supposed to go on top of a bunk, but ironically enough, it's going in the bottom of the bunk. Are we chopping later in the season than normal? I wouldn't say so. The year, well, I don't know if that 8700, if it was brand new that year or if it was the second year corn. We chopped corn that year or the year after we bought that 8700 in the snow. We had one piece to chop, left to chop, and it was supposed to mist rain And it was dry enough, so we started chopping. And by the time we got that field done, it was snowing. And I had a hell of a time getting corn to feed through the chopper because the bottom feed roll packed in, no, it was the top feed roll packed in with snow, and it wouldn't pull the corn into the chopper. So we've got some pictures of that. No, the triaxle trailer is not any harder to turn than the other trailers. So it's 4 foot longer. The third axle is on the back. The 38 footers, the wheels, the back axle on them is almost to the back of the trailer. So these bogies on this one are moved forward a little bit. Plus you add the 4 foot on the back, so it's essentially the wheels are in about the same spot as the 38 footers. I haven't actually parked it side by side with another one to look at it to show you, but they're basically the same turning radius as a same as 42 is the same as a 38. Does anybody chop just the ears of corn? Neighbor used to do snaplage, but he hasn't done that in a couple years, so there isn't anybody around us that's doing snaplage anymore. Let's see. No King's Day. Yeah. Yeah, I was just thinking that the other day, Nick. We should do an equipment tour. We could show you all our junk. We actually just picked up a 8100 tractor here the other day. It was actually my uncle's tractor. He had an auction here a week ago yesterday, and he had two 8100s. I had an idea which one I wanted, and when they auctioned them both to go, and whoever won the bid could take a pick of either one or both for that price. So I'm like, shit. I don't know if I want to do it that way, but so the guy that won the bid wanted the tractor that I wasn't interested in. So I said, that'll work. Then I started bidding on the other one and won the bid. So that's a real nice tractor. So now we have an 8100, an 8110, and an 8120. We now need an 8130, and we'll have all of the smaller 81 series tractors. It has just over 8,000 hours on it. Triple PTO, and I don't remember how many remotes are on it. I just got in it this morning to move it out of the way. Andrew, he's been screwing around with it. He has, I don't know if he's actually done any bush hogging with it or not, but my uncle had the hood painted. A local guy painted the hood. So it looks real nice because it's got a nicely painted hood on it. And then we're going to paint the rest of the tractor here this winter. The rims, the frame, the engine, and all that. You want me to speak some German? I don't sprechen Sie much Deutsch. No, we didn't buy the Max silage truck. Oh, nope. So somebody bought that. My uncle had some pictures of the guy that bought it. He was from, the southern tier somewhere. He was actually at the auction. The truck didn't get sold at the auction, but he participated in the auction. I want to say they bought bought some gates or something. I don't remember what they did buy, but they had a pretty good turnout down to the auction. So, let's see. Andrew is spreading pen pack right now. He has been running around with a roller, packing in the wheat ground that my brother's planted. My brother's got about 400 acres in of wheat so far. Specken Sie Deutsch. 9620 John Deere with a Degelman blade, 6-way blade for sale. $385,000, in Michigan. 12,000 hours. Wow. That's a 9620, or is that a regular 9620, or is that an R series? Guten Tag. Oh boy. Nice 8130 at 2,500 hours in Ohio Tractor House right now. No kidding. Al Wiedersehen. How many tires are on the farm? Wow. I thought about that one day. Years ago, I can remember a guy telling me, he says, I've got so many random spare tires around.
Who should I go to?
Where are you at? Is there anybody? Well, go to Whitaker. You're closer to him. That next truck, if you're coming, howl at hell. Yeah, pull in right there, driver. Yeah, go to Whitaker, Sarah. I got a truck coming in, yeah. All right, we got truck 9 pulling in here. So anyways, this guy says, I got so many spare tires kicking around the farm. Just for various equipment that he had and various tires that he's accumulated and acquired. And one day he says, I counted up all the freaking tires that I have on the farm. He counted all his wagon tires and implement tires and tractor tires, and he counted up all that stuff. And I remember it was a huge number by yesterday's terms, and I think of that from time to time, how many tires that are on the farm that you have to keep air in. No, we didn't buy the combine. However, a neighbor did buy the combine, and they're cutting beans with it, I believe, right now. So this is my nephew with truck 9. So we've got this headland to clip off here, and then we've got another spot where we should cut down through the middle. Did we what? Did we farm what? Who am I taking on the trip? I've got to go alone. Oh, I gotta figure out what I want to do here. We're gonna blow a hole down through the middle, Davey, in behind us here. Oh, let's see here. 38,500. So I was corrected. That's a 9620 for 38,500. Is that? Am I reading that correctly? Wow. That'd be a pretty good deal for that. Wow. So what we're doing is we're just cutting with a truck behind the chop. Any cutting that has to get done with a truck behind the chopper, we do with this one, being that it's got the bumper on it. Therefore, we don't have to worry about a truck running into the back of the other chopper. The bumper that I made for the 8700, I took off, or actually Andrew and Nate took off 3 or 4 days before we started chopping, and they put it on this one. Just because I didn't have a chance to have time to build a bumper for this one. So over the winter, we've got to build a bumper for this one. Get this bumper here back on the other one. And, yeah. So, that's where we're at with that. So your buddy won't eat eggs, and you're wondering if I drink milk. Well, of course I drink milk. Of course I do. Why wouldn't I? I think that lines up with what I cut earlier. Maybe not. Yeah, I think so. Oh. Oh, let's see. Yeah. So I've got this truck about the, I don't know where our next one is, but oh, we got 6 trailers hauling and 6 straight trucks today. We'll go right back down that hole. I've got to cut a spot to meet up with that other one, baby. We just did it goofy to get around a wet hole. Okay, so I didn't go around the outside of the field last time. I kind of struck myself out in the center. So, yeah. Okay. Crown and Coke. Oh my God, you're making me thirsty. It's not even 4:30. Oh, geez, it is 4:30. It's 20 minutes to 5. Is it Crown and Coke time, boys? I think so. I think it is that time. Yeah, that's right. You see me drink milk on a live stream. I don't know why your buddy doesn't eat eggs. He must not run a clean chicken farm. Right? Oh, well. All right, got him about full. Hilco 4,000 engine hours. That's a few too many hours there, bud. $670, 2013 combine. I don't know if we buy another combine. I want something that has
You're
about
good, Sarah.
about 600 hours on it. I really don't know how much combining we're going to do anymore. Ain't going to have much corn to combine this year, maybe 150 acres is all. I'll still have a fair amount of wheat to do. And I really don't want a rotary combine for wheat. So I'd buy a big walker machine, but I really don't need to buy anything. Really don't need to buy anything. Let's see, Jared's here. Jared just pulled in. Anybody near you, Jared? You might as well go right to Whitaker.
I'm up here with Whitaker right now.
He handles so many eggs a day, he can't eat them. Oh, boy. That's not good. That doesn't say much for the, yeah. Ed's going to go to a 790. That's a big bastard. Let's see. No, we end up getting the store-bought milk, unfortunately. It's just too much of a pain in the ass to try to get milk out of the bulk tank. It's, years ago, we took it out of the old milk tank in the, hey, John, come right over to me. You can see me from the driveway there. Jared went to Whitaker. The milk tank was only, we had a 1,500 gallon tank and an 800. The 800, Christ, we'd only need one milking in it, and it was up high enough to grab a container of milk from it. We never liked opening up the bottom because we didn't want to lose any milk. And then, to be honest with you, we're really not supposed to dip anything in the tank. Once the milk makes its way into the milk tank, it's actually the property of the milk plant. So you're not supposed to open it at all, and they don't want it contaminated, and yeah. The camera's not out of focus. It's dirt on the window, and it's the sun that is shining right at us. Yeah, so right out of the milk tank. So this is Sarah's boyfriend here, John, with the C500. Yesterday, Hainsworth stopped by with a tri-axle drive Peterbilt truck with a 26-foot Moss silage box on it. And it was a pretty nice looking unit. It was on air suspension. And looked like it was, a real nice unit. So we've got some footage to show you of that here sometime. His son Kyle actually came out yesterday and took some drone footage. Chuck ended up trucking a couple loads with us. Then he stopped at both of my neighbors and showed the truck off to them as well. And yeah, he just wanted to show what a live bottom silage box is all about. One thing about it, you don't have to worry about a hoist going up in the air. Yeah, let's go down this side. Ice cold raw milk, that's for sure. How many of you will put ice in your milk before you drink it? That's the best. Okay, Brian, take it easy. You have a good one. Oh, they're getting right after it over there. I'm screwing around with all these short rounds. For those of you that are just tuning in, we're running that other chopper today too. However, it was broke down for a few hours today with a broken feed roll spring. None of the area dealerships had one around. Jared and Whitaker ended up going over to my uncle's and they took a spring off a 9900. They used the same spring on the 8600 model clear on up to the current 9900. So what had happened was, the reason why you noticed there, the magnet started going off on the chopper, and that led us right to the cause of the magnet being tripped. Broken feed roll spring. I don't think we've ever broke one of that before. So we had to deal with that. Let's see, they're on long rounds. We're going to chew up these short rounds, I think. Chew them right up. Boy, the other day it was drizzling rain some, and that was the best time to chop. You didn't have the glare of the sun in your freaking eyes. You don't have to worry about the dust on the windows bothering. The drizzling rain kind of kept the dust rinsed off, but now, my God, it's just hard to see. Colorado, eh? Yep, we're all good here. We're all doing good. Yeah, go out to the right, John. Go to the right. Go to the right. There's a lot of manure on the back of the
Go by me, Jared, and meet me up here.
A lot of manure on the back of that cab there. They have been field spreading with the, let's see, the 900, this C500, Alex's truck. We haven't got much manure in the lagoon. They have been able to keep ahead of it. So when we're done with corn, these guys ain't going to have much to do. They're going to be looking for work. So I think we'll get a good, quick head start this year on shop repairs, which is going to be mucho nice. Oh, the chopping is going really good. It couldn't be going any better. Got both machines running today. Nice seeing that old girl just giving her. Just giving her.
Come right this way, Teddy.
I haven't, well, Sunday we had a real big ass frickin' problem. I come into a down tree. I was going around the outside of the field with Jared behind me. He had about 3/4 of a load on. It was greasy. Coming down a hill, I seen I had a down tree in front of me. So rather than try to get everybody stopped and worry about, hey, I have Alex. The other chopper only has one trailer. I think you got to go to that other one. And I veered left hard with the chopper, raised the head up, tilted it to the left, and when I went over the top of the tree, there was a branch about 4 inches in diameter that I grabbed with the number 3 spinner. And I took every blade off that spinner, bent the crop guide up a little bit. So I pulled out and around and away, and was like looking back to see if Jared got stopped. He seen it about when I did, but I didn't have time to get on the radio. Stay to the right. I didn't have time to get onto the radio, and I worried about him running.
What's that?
I was just telling John to stay to the right. So I seen he got stopped, and I backed up and come around 90 degrees, and I broke the valve stem off the front right tire of this 9900. Excuse me, 8500 special. Broke the valve stem off, so it was dead in the water right there. So I got a ride home. We grabbed the 8700, and I chopped the rest of Sunday with the 8700. And then Monday we left the 8700 in the field. Dan McLaughlin came over, helped Jared get the valve stem on there, and I took the 9900 home that night. Fixed it the next morning, and then I asked my brother if he wanted to run that other chopper, and he said, yeah, I'll run it. So he finished chopping where we were Sunday night, and I went to start some other ground, and then as he got closer to me, we just stayed ahead of that other chopper with this one, opening up, and worked out quite nicely, keeping everything going there. How many water wells serving the farm? Well, we've got 2 wells down below, 3 springs down below. I don't know who that is, but if I answer it, it's going to kick me out of the live stream. So somebody's just going to have to leave me a message. It's probably some irate neighbor. Horns blowing off all these trucks. Yeah, okay. All right, just go sit down. Go inside. Go inside. Oh, how many wells? 2, 4. I think there's 6 wells and 4 springs. Is that right? 1, 2. Yeah, Yeah, something like that. Well, I hope whoever that was left a message. I've got a funny story for you. So, my uncle was chopping hay back in the summer. I don't know if it was first cutting or second cutting. I forget which. We were hauling long distance. He was selling it to another farm. I had Alex's truck. I was running that one. This actually the one that we're loading here right now. Sarah was running her C500. And we were trucking a good ways.
How much do I have on? A level load to the racks. You can't really see the load yet.
And this guy calls up. He says, "Is this Horgan's?" Yep. "Well, I gotta tell you guys, you gotta cover your goddamn loads." I said, "No, we don't have to, sir." "The hell you
You'll
don't."
be alright.
"The hell you don't." I said, "No. We're not required by law to have to cover them." "Well, bullshit." I said, "No, we don't have to cover them." I said, Whereabouts do you live?" He said, don't worry, I live on 31 or 34 or whatever road we're on. So I said, "Well, whereabouts? I'll stop in and see you." Jesus Christ, he was irate, still irate. I couldn't get him calmed down. I said, "Every damn time a truck goes by, you get haylage all over my driveway, and I have to go sweep it off." I said, "We'll go back in the house, Sarah. We'll be done in a while. I'll call you back, and then you can go out and you can sweep it off one time instead of every time we go by." He says, "Well, I don't think you should be going by at all. You got to cover your loads up." He's getting hotter by the minute. I'm just laughing at him. I said, "Sir, it's 90-some degrees out. Will you please go back inside? You're going to have a heart attack." "No, F you. I'm not going back inside. You're going to stop going by here." I said, "Sir, you have to calm down. It's not the end of the world. Just please calm down. You're going to hurt yourself." "I'm not going to calm down. I'm not going inside." I said, "Sir, go back inside, and when your wife gets home, she'll deal with it." Oh boy, he got hotter. So it wasn't even our hay, we were just trucking it, and he seen the name on my truck door, and that's the name he called. So I told the guy, I said, "Why don't you come down? We're just down the road here a little ways. Why don't you come down here now, and we'll have a nice conversation about it. Maybe we'll go get a drink or something afterwards, and we'll iron this out. We'll get it all situated." "Bullshit, I ain't coming down, blah, blah, blah."
It might be really rough right there. The 9560 got stuck right there.
So I called my cousin, and I told him, I said, "Hey, that was my
Did
last
the
load.
7710 pull it out?
It was my last load.
Man, I got it stuck right there. I unhooked the disc and go get the 7710 actually."
And so I called my cousin up.
I figured.
I said, "You've got a guy on whatever road we were on, 31 or 34. Down a ways, he's not too happy about the haylage blowing around." He says, "Fuck him." I said, "Well, he might come down to see you." He got a laugh out of that, but that's about the best thing to do with these people. You gotta let them vent a little bit, and somewhat agree with them, and try to poke some humor into their problem. Oh well.
The thing with these white automatics, you can run this fucker right up.
Whitaker's still loading Jared. We've got two 10-wheelers in behind them, and we're doing pretty good here. We haven't had to wait too long. I started this live stream up right about the time we got into this 35-acre field. I just had it opened up goodly, and I've got another trailer on deck, and Whitaker has two 10-wheelers that have come in behind Jared. We get to the end, Alex. We got to go back in behind Brian. I've got to cut that chunk off so we got room to turn around on them short rounds coming this way. Yeah.
You want me to come over with you, Andy? Teddy's here and Ben is here.
No, I got, yeah, I guess you could come over. I got Alex to finish and Brian's on deck.
I didn't know if you had any short rounds or anything you needed.
I got the short rounds all broke. After I get these trailers filled, we can pick up a couple of these spots. I got one spot in the corner that you got to get behind me on.
Okay, I'll come over there and Ben can go on this other chopper. Is there a hole in the back? No.
Oh. I apologize. You guys ain't really getting much. Am I in the way, Alex? We're not able to give you guys too much of a visual of that other chopper, but oh well. Yeah, that Whitaker is valuable, that's for sure. I wonder if the individual that made that comment a while ago about, I don't even remember what the hell it said. It said something about you don't let anybody else do anything else or something like that. Well, yeah, my brother and Whitaker are running that other machine. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. So Jared's loaded. The chopper's to our left. Yeah, so yeah, tell Jared to stop interrupting. Oh, we're doing pretty good here. Oh, you had a guy waving a gun one day. Wow. I got another story for you.
Can you get out this Monroe Road driveway, or is that no good?
Yeah, you can get out on Hollow Hill. That's good. So I got another story for you. We had this old guy, about three miles away from the farm or so. Every time we did a cutting of hay, or we hauled manure in the spring or the fall, he'd make it a point that he was still alive. Old miserable bastard. Make it a point that he was still alive. He'd come out bitching. Slow down. It's like 35 or 40 by his house. It's a windy frickin' road. You don't dare go that fast anyway. And one day he came out with a broom right out in the road. Well, one of my drivers slows down. Like, what the hell's going on with this guy? He's gone batshit crazy. So whoever it was called me out and says, "Hey, Eddie's out and about again." I said, "Yeah, go figure." I said, "You're going to see sheriff cars here in a little while." Sure as shit. There was a sheriff patrolling around. They just drive around. They never stopped any of our drivers or anything. You guys will get a visual of that chopper coming up right here. There you go. There she is. Look at her. So he repeatedly did it, and I'm like, you know, the freaking guy's gonna get freaking hit, you know. So this spring, Jared come by his place. I was in the shop. And he says, "Hey, Eddie's out and about. He's screwing around. This time he got in his freaking car, and he pulled out in front of me." Oh, you're sinking in there, Alex. I keep going. She's looking at her wheels, wondering where the daylight is. You only got a little daylight on this side. It'll subside. You'll be all right. I don't know. That trailer walked into a rut there. So,
Daddy, let's go over and get some of those short rows.
Jared says he pulled out in front of me with his truck, wouldn't let me pass, and went about 15 miles an hour up until the next intersection. So I said, well, this shit isn't going to go on anymore. So it was about tea time, and I said to Jacob, I said, get in the truck. We're going to go get some tea. He goes, really? I said, yeah, let's go. So we turned off where we normally don't ever turn off. He said, where are we going? I said, I gotta go talk to this guy. You make sure he doesn't beat me up now. He just laughs. He didn't know what the hell was going on. I said, you keep an eye on me, Jacob. Make sure that guy don't beat me up. So I went in, I talked to the guy. The guy had he was doing brakes on his truck. His truck, he had it jacked up with the service jack that came with the truck, and it was on uneven concrete. I'm like, hey, you can't be jacking this truck up like that. You're gonna freaking hurt yourself. So I said, you probably know why I'm here. He said, oh, no, I don't. I said, well, so one of my drivers said you pulled out in front of him. You purposely only went 15 miles an hour up until the next road. I said, if you got a problem, I want you to call me. Now on, I want you to call me. You're not going to be dangerous like this, stopping our drivers and doing horseshit things like this. He said, I didn't do that. He said, there was a dead something or other in the road, and I just went over to try to get it out of the road. Your truck was coming, and I hurried up and got back in my truck and got out of his way. I said, the thing for you to do, Ed, was just stay put where you were, not try to proceed out into his lane. Well, I didn't know. And I said, tell you what we got going on, Ed. We got dash cams in all our trucks now. And do you know that if you are the guilty party in an accident and you get killed, do you know that the person that kills you doesn't get into any trouble? And if you cause a serious accident, if we veer off the road and hit somebody head on because we're trying to avoid your ass, you know who's going to get in trouble? It's going to be you. So I said, the next time, I suggest the next time you have a problem, if our trucks, if you think they're going too fast by your house, you call me, and I'll take care of it. I said, however, if you take matters into your own hands one more fucking time,
And back up and go behind it.
I'm going to show the authorities this footage, and they're going to come talking to you. I haven't heard
Then we'll go back and get that short round behind us.
Haven't heard a damn thing from them since this spring. So I get back in the truck. Jacob said, what did you have to talk to that guy about? I said, oh, I just had to talk to him about some things that had been going on. So I filled him in on the whole story. And he said, you think you needed backup for him? I said, I was just kidding, Jacob. So you were here for his benefit and mine. Oh, well. Middle Georgia. Yeah. Yeah. So, well, I don't know how much longer we keep this live stream going on for there. but we've been going for how long? An hour and 45 minutes. My God, the time is flying. How many more acres? I don't know. There's probably 600 acres left. It's gonna be done. We'll be done before next weekend. Especially with 2 machines going. We're gonna run, well, I don't know if I'll run 2 machines tomorrow, but we're gonna run 2 on Monday, maybe on Tuesday. We got a couple hundred acres right around the barns that we're gonna really be able to flood them guys with at the bunk. The other day when we were chopping with 2 machines, it was kind of an asshole time because the bunk had a little bit left in the front, and we had to fill in the back, and we only had like a 60-foot alleyway to push the silage down through to get it to the back of the bunk. So it was kind of a pain in the ass to do that, and they got backed up. Pushing because they just took them too long to get it pushed. But we weren't bringing it in all that fast because we were on small shit-ass fields and whatever like that. The guys at the bunk are keeping up pretty good. I haven't heard any crying or whining. We are just about far enough away that we're not flooding them too hard because the choppers are stopping every once in a while. And they do have a 100-foot wide bunk that they're going into. So that 100-foot wide bunk, there's a lot of room for the trucks to get into to be able to get their loads off. And it goes rather quickly. You all right over there, Teddy? Got a truck just sitting over there.
I got his window. I was talking on the radio and he stopped.
What, he miss a gear?
Might have.
I see him outside the truck now.
Ben, are you watching YouTube and driving a truck at the same time?
Teddy's got a nice load on there. That looks good. That's a nice rounded load you got on there.
And the hood.
Oh boy. Well, we get Brian out of here with one good one. There we go. All right. Now we got Ben coming in. He's taking a nap. Watching from a grain cart in Iowa. How is the corn in Iowa? You guys got a good year going? You got good yields that you're seeing? Boy, our corn is a lot better than we thought. My God. We bought some corn locally here to chop, and we didn't need to buy anything. It was a nice, it's been a nice crop. We've been within like 2/100 of a ton of where we were last year for an average. We're not done chopping yet. So this corn here is well above average. And I think it's going to put us over what we yielded last year. How long will silage last once it's been covered? You know, if the cover stays on and it's been packed good, there's no reason why it shouldn't last for 3 years. We've never really fed anything older than 3 years old. We try to always get to the back of our oldest bunk. Right now we're into some stuff that's a few years old and it's fine, but the plastic after a few years starts to deteriorate and that can be a problem. Then we get to the end here, we'll go over and we'll get that by Fred's lawn there, and then that other little chunk that's right behind you there. Then we've got another little spot on our left that we'll get. Yep. So, yeah, by all means, guys, don't forget the thumbs up. YouTube really doesn't like me. They don't push out the videos like they used to. We've got a lot of competition out there, if you will, with other YouTube channels that have come out upon us here. I don't know if I want to hit the truck there, driver. Hope there's nothing in his lawn, because I've got the freaking head hanging over his lawn by 4 rows. Gotta clean up all these little singles. Wisconsin, we've got quite a few of you in here from Wisconsin. I've seen the state name come up quite a bit. We're going to have maybe around 100 to 150 acres combine. And, yeah, go right over into them short rounds, Dad.
You clip that off for him, so he wouldn't have to go all the way out around that.
That's a good idea. Let's come back and get her there, driver. Yeah, we'll just take it up to where I start grabbing 12. Yep, there are farming videos produced everywhere. I hear ya. There's a lot of drama queens out there, though. Have you ever noticed that? Oh my God, the drama queens. My goodness. They have to create fake hype. Most of them are females or wishing they were females, or acting like they're females. And my God, they are just full of drama. Grown men, for Christ's sakes. Crying and whining and creating drama. My God. Oh, well.
Want to be in behind you, or are you going to go up to the other end?
Why don't we grab this out in the middle here, and then we'll get it from the other end. But I don't have 12 rows there, so you got to give me a little room. How much corn left to chop? About 5 to 600 acres. So it's been an awesome year. We have the dump wagons out. We had one hooked up the other day. The first week we chopped, we took it to where we were chopping, and I don't know if it ever had a load put on it. And then one other day it got raining on a 100-acre piece that we were going to put wheat on. Lukens brought it up there, and we never used it that day either. So
you got room in your front bend.
If we loaded it, I bet you we only put one load on it. Whereas we've had years that, we've used them every day for 2 weeks straight. But prior to buying them dump wagons, we hadn't had a reason to even own them. So maybe we're going to be in a dry, normal time here. So I've got rows in the corner here. 3, 4, 5, 6.
All the way back, Ben.
Alright, we picked that up. Let's go right to the short rounds in front of you there. Alright, so I think this will give you an idea. You guys want to keep going, or you want me to call it quits here? The Minnesota YouTubers are fun as hell. Take Timmy to Germany. The Oktoberfest still going on. Well, I won't be going in October. We're going in December. And, yeah. I got to brush up on my German speaking here. I took German when I was in high school, but haven't, done much Sprechen Sie Deutsch.
If you go in the middle, would I make it out the other end?
Yeah, that'll work. I've got a spot cut here, but that'll work. All right. The big bud. The big bud. I listened to their little story today on how much money they have into that, and I was astounded as to how much raw dollars they had into it. Not to mention the labor, but you know what? I don't think that they would trade working on that or doing that for nothing. That was a good time on their part to have partaken in that. I don't know as if they would ever want to build another one, but that was definitely one of them life experiences that only comes along once in a lifetime, and in 50 years from now they're going to be glad that they have done it. However, that tractor is awful light compared to how much horsepower it has. It's about 25,000 pounds to 30,000 pounds lighter than it needs to be. If it was actually doing tillage work in our area, 700 horsepower only weighing 45,000 pounds, it wouldn't get much done. It would have a hard time keeping up to the 9320. So, it would need a pile of iron added to it in order for it to be able to work in the Northeast, maybe on flat ground. We got 550 people in the chat room here, eh? Yeah, we'll keep it going. What the hell? It gets better in time, right? Our buddy John the Queer Berg, is he still in here? I like taunting him every once in a while, and idiots like him. I like to feed them just enough information so that they make a comment or something, and then they end up sounding a lot dumber than if they kept their mouth shut. But oh, I love it. I just love it. Got other YouTubers out there that do the live streams, and they want.
Davey, let's go over to that corner and get those short rows here, right?
They have everybody wanting to kowtow to them and lick their ass and everything else. Well, you got something you don't like about me, just tell me. I don't give a shit. Oh, it is funny. It is fucking funny. You got enough on. You probably better back out. Oh, I gotta look for an empty. Gotta get positioned here. Yeah, so. Oh.
That was soft there. How much more are you going to do over here?
Well, we're gonna chop all of this tonight. Why?
To the little lot?
No, the little lot's grain corn.
About the mountain lot.
Grain corn.
So all you got is what's right here then.
Yeah, I was hoping to get moved to Lafayette, but I don't know. I think it's going to be about 6:30 by the time we get done here. So we'll have to draw straws and see what everybody wants to do. We could go up to Johnson's and chop some.
What's that?
We'll have to draw straws when we get done here to see how late everybody wants to go. And I wanted to move to Lafayette, but I don't know if that's practical. We could go to Johnson's, but I think we get all the way there, we're not going to get done. So I don't know what we do here. Oh, we might as well. We might as well show you guys that 8700.
How many loads are left here?
Oh, there's 5, maybe 6. Isn't that chopper beautiful? When I ran that chopper Sunday, I had you guys commenting on my last live stream that this one is a lot quieter than that other one. And boy, when I got in there, that cutter head on that one definitely roars. And I don't know why either, because this one goes 100 RPMs faster than yeah, I just picked up some skippers. That's all right. I got time. I'll just pick up your skippers there.
It was the sun, I swear.
Oh boy. Well, we're waiting for trucks here, so
You won't need me back here, right?
no, we shouldn't. Yeah, we should be able to fit it on everybody. Looks like we got Fitzy pulling up on in here. Well, since I got my truck full before you got yours, I get the next empty.
I gotta let this cool down anyways. It's been running real hard.
How warm is it getting?
It's not getting warm at all.
Okay. It's running good though, ain't it?
Yeah.
That's definitely louder in the cab than this one. I kind of miss it. I wish this one was as loud in the cab as that one. Somebody says they use my live streams to put them to sleep. I don't know if that's a good compliment or a bad one. All right. I didn't do that correctly. I didn't have my pipe around to my right side. I had it behind me. Fitzy's looking at me like, hey, dum-dum. You better not go too far because you ain't going to be putting it in a truck there, driver. So, oh, don't fly over Ireland. You know what I got to make sure I do before I go anywhere? I need to probably delete my Facebook account because I don't want any of the political affiliations that I have put on Facebook get me in any trouble when I'm overseas, you know. I hear they're kind of tender over there. Oh boy. Oh well. Line both choppers up and have a race. You know, I seen that big chopping the other day and I'm like, oh my god, that thing's a freaking animal. Wow. And I see it go down through the field and it's freaking moving, you know? So I ask everybody, what chopper do you like driving beside best? Oh, I don't know. The new one definitely puts a load on quickly. So I don't know, the 8700's no slouch. Well, I don't know. But that 8700 is sized just right with that 10-row head on it. And it will go down through the field at the same pace with 10 rows as this one does with 12. This one might have a little more power reserve, but I can tell you, when I pull a slug into this one takes longer to recover than that one. That one will get right down and grunt and power through the slug. This one will drop down and it has a harder time coming back. But it is what it is, so I don't know. But at any rate, that's a good old machine. Definitely don't have to worry about that one. Like, oh boy, let's keep our fingers crossed today. God, I hope that old clunker doesn't break down. As it is, they broke a spring on the feed rolls today, but that's not a big deal. But if this machine ends up goes as long as that one, this will be a hell of a machine too. But it's got a long ways to go. It's got a lot of tons of stuff to chop before it gets any kind of a reputation like that one has had. Put a crop guide on one of the row units on that head the other day. That head's real thin. It's had a lot of corn pushed through it. But she's a good old machine. sun again. Who pushes bunks? Nate Lilly, Damian Stopro, they're both running blade tractors today. And Dylan Searle is running a pack tractor. Monday, Andrew pushed silage. So we had the A-team pushing silage on Monday, and we had the A-team chopping today. Yeah, so we got a pretty good crew back there. I haven't heard any crying yet about, you gotta slow down, we can't keep up. So, either they're handling it well, or we haven't been delivering it quickly enough. So, I would have to say they're handling it well, because we've been pushing loads out of here pretty quickly today. And, yeah. So, but I wanted to move tonight, where we're going to be going tomorrow, or today when I got done here, but that other chopper was down for 3 hours, and it kind of got us behind, but it at least got us done with this area. So the corn was yielding better than I thought. Last year, we took first cutting off of this ground last year, no-tilled corn into it, and I planted the corn on the 16th of June, and we chopped it on the last day last year. It didn't yield worth a shit, and we were really disappointed in it. So it is yielding this year. It's kind of making up for what it didn't do here last year. That's right, Byron. The 9900 or the 8500 special hasn't quite earned its keep yet. The 8700 has earned its spot, and it's going to be a long time before anything rather, gets out and ahead of that. Ass over tea kettle. Yeah, the 8700, we didn't cut no corners on it. It got what it needed every time it needed something. We put it into it. And this chopper is going to get treated the exact same way. And there's no reason why we shouldn't be able to get as many hours out of that as we do a tractor, for Christ's sakes. Just keep rebuilding it. Put liners in it, blowers. Update the bearings in it, and you just freaking go with it. These sissies that have to trade this shit off every few years, it's ridiculous for what this shit costs. I don't know. Somebody will say, freaking downtime. You got downtime. We don't have no downtime, even with that old machine. If we ran that son of a bitch this year, all by itself, it'd have been fine. I wanted to prove it. I wanted to just keep running the son of a bitch. And, well, you can hear that son of a bitch.
Go downstairs.
You can hear that thing roaring over there. Oh, boy. May have to shut this one off so we can hear that one. I don't have any trucks coming. Let's shut it off so we can hear it. Listen to that. You can hear that cutter head. It's got a growl to it. Wow, Wannaker, get it down on its knees. It's going to make the best sound when it's on its knees. You can hear it howling. Ah, I don't know. Good machine. Oh, we got John Berg back with us here. Yeah, that John Berg is the one, Adam. That I'm not a real farmer. Oh boy. Yeah, it is. It is a lot of money to keep trading up all the time, but in the end, if you don't have the time to work on it, and you don't have the wherewithals to know how to work on it, not that I'm any better than anybody else at working on this stuff, you might be better off to just keep trading up, trade every 3 years, so that you have a nice machine that's worth something to everybody else. My problem is I get attached to something, and I can't let it go, and it causes me to keep something too long, and I just don't know how to accept the fact that you should trade every so often to keep ahead of it. But yeah, Brian, 8700, the 87 and the 8800 were the best choppers, period. No emissions. They had all of the proper components, the updated components to them. And they're there. They're yeah. Uh, oh, Christ, I missed that one comment. Yeah, you're right, Adam. It's hard to get rid of something that you're um, connected to. It is hard to part with it. So, yeah. Well, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to sign out because I'm almost done here. And what I'm going to have to do is send out a group text message to my guys to call when they get back there. So this is where we're going to end the live stream, guys. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. And we'll catch you at the next one. Don't know as if it'll be chopping. Where we're going to be in the next couple days. The internet connection's not the freaking greatest, so it drives me nuts when I have a poor ass internet connection. So I have waited 1.2 hours today in the field for trucks. Not too bad. Not too bad. So thanks for tuning in, folks. Hit the thumbs up before we sign off here. And I want to thank you guys for tuning in. So take it easy.